time no see, it's Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion. If you're a returning viewer, I know it's been a little over a month since you last saw this face, but I am here, I am back, and in today's video, since it's been a while, I thought we could do a bit of a holiday catch-up, if you will, where I share some of the shows and movies that I have been watching over the past a couple of months, because the last time I did this was for quarter 2, and we are now nearing the end of quarter 4. So in today's video, I'm going to take you into my Notion database where I have been keeping track of all of the shows and movies that I've watched this year. I'm not going to be like doing a full breakdown review of every single thing that I watched in quarter 3 and quarter 4, but just a couple of stuff here and there. But before we continue, I do have to take a moment to say thank you to Switchcraft for sponsoring this video. Some of my favorite games to play on my phone are match 3 games because I just think they're really fun and relaxing to play. What makes Switchcraft stand out from the other match 3 games is its compelling storyline. In Switchcraft, you play the role of a witch who is trying to unravel the mystery behind her best friend's disappearance. And with each level that is unlocked, the more tea that's spilled and the closer you get to solving the mystery. But a huge reason why I like this game is because of the diverse representation in its characters. I think it's amazing that Switchcraft features over 85 characters from different cultural backgrounds and some that are differently abled or are part of the LGBTQ+ community. And you guys know by now that representation in media is extremely important to me. And it's not only important in the media we consume, but also in the games that we play. If you're interested, you can download Switchcraft for free and unlock the magical mystery. Links will be in the description box and pinned comment down below. Okay, so now let's get into my Notion. Okay, hello and welcome to my beautiful Notion. I remember I asked for my quarter 1 video if any of you guys could recognize where this photo is from, and some of you guys were able to answer correctly. This is a picture from Sex Education. I absolutely adore and love the house that Otis lives in with his mom, and that's what this is from. But yeah, okay, so let's scroll, and let's go back to quarter 3. So quarter 3 meaning July to September. Let's see here. Okay, so I guess I began quarter 3 watching Too Hot to Handle season 2. I gave it 4 stars. I think that's a bit generous in hindsight.
I haven't felt that.
I want to talk a little bit about The Chair. So The Chair is essentially a comedy about Sandra Oh, because she is the chair, and sort of like the hijinks that ensue in this university that she is the chair of the English department in. I think the thing that bothered me about The Chair was a huge part of her storyline revolved around this romantic relationship with this other teacher, and that's not the show that I signed up for. Like, I really wanted it to be focused on Sandra Oh trying to navigate her now being the chair of this English department and the hilarity that can ensue. I gave it 3 stars at the time, but honestly, I think I would maybe give it 2 stars. Oh my god, okay. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 11. I will say this is like one of their best seasons in a really long time. I think the Erica Jane drama, that feels like real drama. Like, it just raised the stakes in a very real way. Super happy that we finally have the first Asian woman in this franchise, at least in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills franchise.
Jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants?
Kathy Hilton, who is hunky-dory. I mean, my goodness, the moments she gave us this season were aplenty. I will say, I think they lost momentum during their reunion specials. I don't think it needed to be like 4 parts. That was definitely Andy and company trying to milk this season for what it was. But as a whole, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 11, a huge fan. Like, that was appointment TV, at least in my household.
I'll go head on with you all day.
Don't talk to me like that.
Or what?
Seriously.
Or what?
Sex Education Season 3. I meant to review this on the channel, but I think I just got so overwhelmed with just what I wanted to say. I personally really enjoyed this season. I liked the writing. For me, the standout characters of Season 3 were Adam and Ruby. I really enjoyed the character development for those two in particular, although I will say I wish Ruby got a little bit more development in the back end of the season. And I also really liked the way that they developed the adults. I feel bad though that there seemed to be some sort of backlash to Otis. Spoiler alert, but he doesn't tell Ruby that he loves her. And apparently some of the, I'm gonna assume that they were young, the young Sex Education fans started sending Asa Butterfield, who plays Otis, some hate online. Don't send the actors hate just because you don't like what their on-screen characters are doing. That's weird. Okay, now we're in quarter 4. Whoop. Okay, Squid Game we talked about. Oh my god, here we are. Okay. I feel like I've not really talked about this on my YouTube channel, but I do host a podcast called Diva Dailies. Check it out. And I've actually been posting the full unedited episodes of Diva Dailies on YouTube. If you go to the YouTube homepage of In My Humble Opinion, show you here. Okay, so this is the homepage. Hello, In My Humble Opinion. If you scroll down all the way, you will see, check out my other channels, Diva Dailies. If you click there, you'll see all the unedited episodes of this season's Diva Dailies. On Diva Dailies, I have confessed that I have become a huge Spice Girls fan. Like, if you want to know what happened to me over the summer, I became a huge Spice Girls fan, and also been recently getting into Kylie Minogue. Like, oh, what a journey for me. Love that.
Any lovers in the audience this evening? Lovely.
Because I've been getting into the Spice Girls, I have been really putting my VPN to work, and I watched this new docu-series. It's 3 episodes long that aired on the BBC in the UK, and it's called Spice Girls: How Girl Power Changed Britain. It analyzed the Spice Girls story from like a social and cultural lens. Like, it talked a lot about the sexism that they faced in the industry, and not just while they were a group, but also during the period of time when they kind of went their own separate ways. And it was very disheartening to watch at times.
And you've had your baby. Is your weight back to normal?
Yeah, it is.
Can I check? Yeah.
Oh no!
But I feel like this documentary kind of fits in the trend of a lot of documentaries that are occurring right now, where, you know, we're kind of looking back at the way media has treated a given like pop culture event or pop star. So this is a good one. If you're into the Spice Girls, and if you can somehow find this, I highly recommend Spice Girls: How Girl Power Changed Britain. It's a good one. Speaking of good documentaries as well about like British girl groups, this one is in particular about one member, and I watched Leanne: Race, Pop and Power. It's about Leanne, who is a member of Little Mix, and her kind of navigating and trying to figure out what it means to be Black in the music industry. And what makes it difficult for her is she's a biracial girl in this predominantly white group, and the documentary opens with a group of fans being asked, oh, who's your favorite member? And like, they ask different fans and none of them say her, and you could just like see the pain over the fact that like she's rejected by her own fan base, and it's just so sad to watch. But you know what documentary was a bit underwhelming? That's about one of my favorites, Malfunction: The Dressing Down of Janet Jackson. Oh, I wanted this to be good. I just felt very meh. We did a whole episode about this on Diva Dailies, and I talked with my friend Angie, and she's a huge Janet Jackson stan, and I learned so much about Janet from this conversation I had with her, and probably more than I did watching this documentary. But yeah, the dressing down of Janet Jackson was a bit underwhelming. I'm more so excited about Janet's own documentary that's supposed to be coming out in January. Continuing here, Selling Sunset Season 4. That's another reality show that I love. And I will say though, not my favorite season of Selling Sunset. I feel like last season was a lot better. This season, it was more so like the girls talking about how much they hate Christine. I don't understand why Christine was dwelling on a past relationship and who is this Emma girl? I'm more so interested in like Emma's supposed empanada business. Like, what is that? Okay, I need to move faster when talking about the movies. Let's move on to the movies. Okay, quarter three. Oh, okay, so in quarter three, that's when I actually started going back to the movie theaters. Now with this Omarion variant, I will not be going to the movie theaters anytime soon, which, you know, it kind of sucks because I have a lot of movies that I was planning on watching, hopefully in the theater, but now I don't want to risk it. But Roadrunner, a film about Anthony Bourdain. When Anthony Bourdain died, it felt very personal and I was very devastated. So I was really looking forward to this documentary. It was okay. It was okay. And also, like, there was a whole narrative that they had crafted that sort of puts the blame of Anthony Bourdain's suicide on Asia Argento, I believe is how you pronounce her name. Respect. Here's the thing. It's like, for me, I think it's worse when you feel indifferent about a movie versus like hating the movie. And I hate that I feel indifferent about Respect. Like, I felt absolutely nothing while watching this movie. I didn't feel connected to Aretha Franklin in any way. It was so disappointing. Free Guy. I want to support Villanelle, aka Jodie Comer. And it was cute. I liked it. It was a very like entertaining, you know, movie. Dear Evan Hansen, I don't think it's as bad as Twitter was making it out to be, or that like the internet was making it out to be, but definitely of the 3 movie musicals that I've watched, it's my least favorite. Okay, here we are. Now we got the Spice Girls documentaries that I really like. There's one called Raw Spice and another one called Giving You Everything. It's on YouTube. If you are even remotely interested in the Spice Girls, please watch Raw Spice. I think this is the documentary that made me very endeared to them because it is a documentary that is like 80-85% footage of them before they became the Spice Girls. It's basically like Making the Band before there was a Making the Band. It's just so cute. They're so young in it and it's very endearing. And then Giving You Everything, it's a documentary that was made during the 2007-2008 era when they first reunited, and it's like a more mature, grown-up Spice Girls, and it's interesting to hear them kind of reflect back on their career thus far, because that was about 10 years since Jerry had abruptly left the Spice Girls. Spencer! 5-star experience. As someone who was a huge fan of The Crown, I was a bit like ambivalent. I was like, oh my god, how are they gonna make a movie about Princess Diana when The Crown is so successful? But Spencer's take on Princess Diana is so specific. I really appreciate that Pablo Larraín has such a point of view in the way that he wanted Princess Diana's story to be told. I think the score is incredible. I think the cinematography is amazing. Same cinematographer who did Portrait of a Lady on Fire, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I had my doubts about Kristen Stewart. I really did, but she did really, really great in this movie, and just like the scenes where they showed Diana interacting with her sons left me so emotional, and the end, like I literally was crying at the end because it's just like it's so moving but also so sad. Diana, what a mom. Okay, and lastly, Tick Tick Boom, which is the most recent movie I've seen. It's on Netflix. It was very triggering to me because I'm in my late 20s now. And 30 is not that far, and that's kind of like the whole premise of this movie, of this story, is Jonathan Larson trying to contend with the fact that he's going to be turning 30 and he's not where he envisioned himself to be in life. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to that, and I think Lin-Manuel Miranda was the perfect person to direct it. You could see how much he cared about the source material, about Jonathan Larson, and of course like Andrew Garfield. He's amazing in it. But yeah, and then as you can see here on my Notion list, I have all the other movies that I was planning on watching, but I probably won't be watching in the theater because I don't want to risk it. That is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. With holiday season approaching, and who knows, we may be in another lockdown situation of some sort, you might be looking for things to watch. So maybe you might want to check out some of the things that I talked about, some of the shows, some of the movies that I talked about in today's video. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season so far. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all of my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. I promise this time I won't be away for too long, okay? Bye!